Warren Easton, Mount Carmel, first NBC Bank Prep Showcase Platinum Championship game of the 6th Annual Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher with you. And let's take a look at the starting lineups presented by First NBC Bank. For the Cubs, Kristen Nuss, the aforementioned multi-sport star. Megan Donaldson, outstanding. Paige Frankowitz, superb. Mallory Gardner, Lauren Bodino, improved in the post. For Warren Easton, the star Kishelle Figueroa, flanked by some really good players. Kiana Anderson, Nicole Haroon, Cabria Lewis, and Kiara Williams. And the coaches for this game, as you take a look at Mount Carmel, Jamie Tomatis in her first year, third head coach in 3 years for Mount Carmel, and yet they've had great success nonetheless. She's got some help on that bench, though, having Stacy Gaudet-Berry down there, among others. And of course, for Warren Easton, a guy that's just built what's becoming a dynasty. Darius Mims, what a coach he's been and what a program he's fostered for the Eagles. And these are two programs that are two of the best in the state, and they're very familiar with each other because their players have played together, club basketball and in school, and of course they played each other most recently this year. They played just a couple of weeks back in the Walker tournament on December 19th, and Warren Easton defeated Mount Carmel 59-53 in a good one. Last year, when Easton was the 4A state champion, they beat Mount Carmel twice, 79-63 and 58-43. So Easton has had the upper hand, and we'll see how this one shakes out. You really get the feeling that Mount Carmel is going to have to shoot the ball well to have a chance to win this.
Well, that's their MO. They're a good shooting team. They've been a good shooting team all year long. So it depends on how the grind has affected them. It's 4 games in 3 days. It's their second game today. So who has legs left?
Yeah, we've watched that in previous games, and it's definitely been a factor, the fatigue element, and not only the 4th game, but as you mentioned, they played earlier today. So 2 games in 1 day, very difficult. Ready to roll here is we'll jump it up momentarily for Warren Easton in the center circle as Anderson and Spondino for Mount Carmel as we get ready to get it rolling. Mount Carmel in the brown jerseys and shorts, and Warren Easton in their home whites, and Easton has the tap. We're underway. This is Nicole Haroon. Left side to Figueroa for 3 right away. Spins out, and that's Bodino with the rebound, and here comes Mount Carmel with Kristen Nuss the other way. Easton opens man-to-man. Mount Carmel opens zone, Bill.
Came out in the zone. I think they'll switch it up.
There's the really good ball movement that you get from Mount Carmel, and they take the early lead. Beautifully done. Gardner on the assist from Kristen Nuss, and the Cubs are up 2-0. Again, they'll make the extra pass to get that open look. Really is the way they approach the game.
Well, you come out in the zone defensively, not that you don't work as hard on zone defense as you do in a man, but it may save you some legs on offense.
Figueroa, nothing but net, and Warren Easton with its first lead of the game. Yeah, that's a zone buster there. Kishelle Figueroa can do it all.
That was a long shot.
Eagles with the lead 1 minute in. They stay man-to-man.
Makes you extend your defense a whole lot when good girls making shots from that far out.
Easton extending its defense. Frankowitz on the run. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound, though. And a miss. Kiara Williams cradles it. They were in a 3-2 zone last time down. Here's a 2-3, so they're switching
up from the evens to the odd zones. Just giving different looks and slowing Easton down a little bit.
Elbows are really the spots against the 2-3?
Yes, it is. Try to get something down on the backside. Skip pass.
Off of the missed shot. Mount Carmel with possession, down 1. And they'll bring it up slowly. This is a good look at an awfully good player for Carmel. And Kristen Nuss.
I thought she might kick the ball up the floor.
She's capable of doing that.
Or volley it across.
Yeah, she could spike it or dig it. So much to like there. Nice crossover. And Nuss gets fouled, so she made a nice move to the hoop.
Very good move. So far, Mount Carmel looks like they got a little step left.
It's Kiara Williams on the foul. Nice crossover here.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. She went from right to left and put it up on the left side. Drawing the foul.
Good look at Kristen Nuss, the Gatorade Player of the Year in volleyball. This not calendar year, but school year. She makes the first free throw as Mount Carmel won another state championship in volleyball. Tremendous soccer player for the Cubs last year, and they reached the state championship in Division I. Unable to make the second. We're tied at 3.
She's committed to LSU in volleyball.
And she is. Special athlete and young lady. And again, the 2-3 zone for Mount Carmel. And I would assume they'll stay in this until Easton can knock them out of it. As Easton's got the size advantage on the baseline, Bill.
Easton made the one shot. You know, one shot doesn't make you come out of a zone. If you're going to stay in that zone, you're going to make them be consistent shooting against your zone.
I expect the Eagles to be patient. Here's a corner 3. That's not the shot they wanted. Nuss with the board. Good job of getting back defensively by Easton in transition. Nuss splits 2 defenders. Nice feed to Baldino. Cannot put it away, though. And the alternating possession will stay with Mount Carmel. Really good penetration by Nuss.
It was. Once again, she's able to get past her defender and then make that nice pass into the middle. Just wasn't able to finish the shot.
1-4 look off the inbounds. Rub kick, and it worked beautifully. Boy,
nice inbounds pass.
Ran a little rub, and Holtzman gets open and scores, and it's 5-3 Mount Carmel. Its second lead of the game. And our second lead change at the 5-minute mark. That's going to be there on the inside out, but unable to convert. Nice athletic rebound, but unable to keep it in play.
Control it.
I mean, going up extremely high was Kiana Anderson, but unable to keep it in play as she hit the floor. She goes back down to the other end to defend. Talking with her coach, Darius Mims, in the process. Again, a 2-point lead for the Cubs here. Two teams have stayed with their respective defenses. Another crossover. And a good job by Nuss off the dribble. NBA that counts, but not in high school. That's Haroon on the foul. And Nicole Haroon picks up her first, team second. And Mount Carmel keeps possession. There it is again. I mean, that's a complete breakdown defensively.
It is. They're not communicating on the defensive end on those out of bounds plays. And Mount Carmel, she almost could have got called for 3 seconds in the lane. She was in there so long.
Yeah, Holtzman wide open, and Nuss is going to find you. Great vision. And a 4-point lead. Another open look. And as long as they can't convert, Mount Carmel will keep this up at the long rebound. That's the danger of the zone, is the ability to rebound defensively, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It puts you at a distinct disadvantage.
There's your first turnover of the game, though, by Warren Easton. We'll get a substitution momentarily.
Now, we expect Mount Carmel to come out shooting the threes. They seem to be shooting the ball inside the lane, and it's Easton that's shooting the threes.
See the foul by Cabrillo. Lewis banging into Kristen Nuss. Brings it across.
It'll be interesting
to see
how
his first substitution with Kaylin Green entering the game, and there's a turnover by Mount Carmel, their first.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these coaches handle their substitutions in this game. How deep are their benches? How deep can they go?
Turnover apiece. 7-3 lead for the Cubs, and the open look for the new player, Green, and there it is. And that's why they inserted her into the game. As Kaylin Green comes off the bench against that zone and knocks down a triple and cuts the deficit to 1. Good substitution by Darius Mims.
Be a great lift for your team when somebody comes off the bench and the first time you touch the ball, you put up a 3, you sink the 3. It's a great lift.
Off the mark. Nice save. Great job by Nuss to keep it alive, and another open look. That's way short. But out of bounds, and that should be Mount Carmel ball again. So they'll get 3 chances to score here, and they're not known for their offensive rebound.
No, they're not. But right now, they're forcing the action right here.
Well, they've competed very well on the boards early. There's another wide open look off the inbounds pass.
A similar type play, just run on the other side. It's a little screen to screener, and they're not switching or calling their switches defensively on the play.
It's resulted in 3 field goals for Mount Carmel and a 9-6 lead here under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. And here's Green, the shooter again, and she's 2 in a row. That's how you get them out of zone. You bring in the designated zone buster off the bench. She's knocked down 2 in a row, tied the game at 9. And it's a battle of wills, and how long do you stay in that zone? A decision to be made.
Right.
ultimately, because you give up a lot if you go man. Frankowitz with a very deep shooting range. Nice feed to the post. And the 2 free throws are coming as Anderson got the shooter, and heading to the line will be Ellie Holtzman, who's off to a good start with 4 points.
I think Green for Easton is definitely that designated shooter for them. If you look at her, you know, she's not the tallest girl out there. She probably would have trouble against man-to-man, but against the zone.
Well, you're looking at one of the young players with a great future. 6'1", 6'2", Ellie Holtzman. She's only a freshman.
Wow.
But she's going to miss everything here, so turned out to be a good foul, and we stay tied, and Mount Carmel will substitute with Jordan Berry. Speaking of young players, into the game, and yes, another Berry. One graduates and goes on. Another one shows up. What a deal. Tied at 9.
Just keep on coming.
Nice to have that family tree going. Something you know a lot about at the school you work at.
Absolutely.
It's a nice thing to have those family ties. Easton patient here on this possession. Mount Carmel matching up this time, and there's a foul on the 3-ball. So 3 free throws are coming for a really good shooter. As Bodino came out and committed the foul, trying to get to the shooter.
Oh, she got it right across the arm as the ball was released.
And at the line, Kishelle Figueroa, leading scorer on the Warren Easton squad.
She stepped out a little bit too late on that shooter.
Easton back on top. She'll have 2 more coming as a result of that foul. Unable to convert this one. Figueroa with 4 in the game. And a monster performance. 27 points in the semifinal win over Natchitoches Central. Hits the 3rd. She's got 5. Easton's up by 2. 3rd lead change of the quarter at the 2-minute mark. They break the pressure easily. Frankowitz can really shoot, but this is off. Nice rebound here. Tiara Williams with her 2nd, an 8-2 run.
Pace of the game is picking up a little bit.
Got it down to the block for the first time. That's the advantage Warren Easton has over Mount Carmel, and that will result in a timeout for the Cubs. We now have a 10-2 run for Easton and a 13-9 lead with 1:38 to play here in the first quarter. And it all started by the substitution of Green, Bill, and since then, things have opened up for Easton.
Well, they've had to play it a little bit tighter, and it's made backside help a little bit tougher for Mount Carmel to do. So it's leaving the middle open, and Anderson got the ball, a good entry pass into her into the post, and a nice, really nice old-fashioned hook shot.
Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher with you. The Alario Center is strategy discussed. And again, Coach Mims made the adjustment. Mount Carmel stayed with his own, inserted the shooter, opened things up, and then was finally able to get the entry pass.
Exactly. Easton made the extra pass, got the good pass into the inside, and Anderson sinks the shot. Easton staying with their press.
Nuss is a good person to handle it, isn't she?
She sure is.
Very composed, good ball handler.
Yeah, I was going to say, very heady ball player. Plays with her head up. She knows where her teammates are.
Tried to set a double pick for Frankowitz. They want to try to get her off here. They haven't been able to get her going to this point. This is Berry. Wears the same number her sister wore, but kicked it out of bounds. Turnover. We'll give it back to Warren Easton, 2nd of the game for Mount Carmel. And now Easton on a 10-2 run with a chance to open things up a little bit here.
You hope after that timeout that you called, if you're Mount Carmel, that you would come down and be productive in that possession, but it didn't work out. Easton's going to hold it here with under a minute to go in the quarter.
And they have the opportunity to do so as Mount Carmel sags back into that zone. Willing to meet them at the arc, but not beyond.
Right.
And they're content to
just run it.
Sit in that as Coach Tomatis has decided that that's the way they want to go in this scenario. If you stay in it this long, you might as well stay in it, right?
Well, it's still relatively early in the game.
Sure.
You don't, one possession here or there is not going to make that big of a difference right now.
Easton goes to its zone motion now. Mount Carmel rotating. They jump out on Green here. They've seen enough of her. And that opens up the post. And now a nice
There you
steal.
go.
Good anticipation by Nuss. Second turnover by the Eagles. And now the Cubs can get the last shot of the quarter, trying to break this 10-2 run.
I think I might just clear it out and let Nuss drive to the goal.
Splits the defender,
Like
and
she
another,
did.
and another, and she'll get to the line. Boy, she's something else with the ball.
You can see that play shaping up with her standing in the corner with the ball and keeping her dribble alive. There she is. She just took it right from the corner. They cleared it out for her. Drew the foul.
Figueroa's first foul, team foul number 5. And Nuss buries the free throw. So Kristen Nuss able to stop the run for Warren Easton. Cuts the deficit to 3. Has 2 points in the game. 2 of 3 from the line. And make it 3 of 4. 2-point game, 4.5 seconds left in the quarter. Easton has time. They got to hurry. Figueroa with 2 with 1. And she threw it up from half court. Not really with a great sense of purpose to get there.
No.
Falls short, and at the end of one quarter, our score is Warren Easton 13, Mount Carmel 11 on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO. Well, Mount Carmel's known for its long-distance shooting, but it's been Warren Easton thus far as they've made not 1, not 2, but 3 three-pointers thus far. Mount Carmel has not hit one beyond the arc. That's unusual. Kind of the opposite is what we expected, Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of the opposite of what we expected. Coach Sims inserted Kaylin Green into the game as a substitution against that zone, and she banged down her first 2 shots right off the bench.
So far, Mount Carmel rebounding with Easton, even at 4-4, and that's a key category for them. If they can be close to a draw there, they'll have a reasonable, good chance in this game. Stay in that 2-3 zone as we start the second quarter. Showed the 3 too early, but they've been 2-3 pretty much ever since. There's the open look, and there it is again. Keishel Figueroa with her second triple of the game, and now it's becoming choose your poison for Mount Carmel.
Right, you got 2 of them in the game now that have hit their threes. You know, I noticed on that last possession, everybody's pointing towards Green, wanting to know where she is. Well, Figueroa steps up.
Mallory Gardner out to Nuss. Nuss drawing Haroon, a good defender, and there's a travel, and the turnover is the 3rd by Mount Carmel. And the Eagles get it back. Easton won the 4A state championship, avenging a state championship loss to Salmon the previous year, last season. Anytime you beat a Kalani Brown team, you're pretty special. There's a clean block, and beautifully done by Mount Carmel's freshman, Holtzman. Nice move here. What a move by Nuss, and what a shot. Special play. Kristen Nuss with 5, and she cuts it to 16-13. Splendid move.
A splendid move on the offensive end, a good rebound on the defensive end to start it all off by Holtzman.
And here's another perimeter shot. Knocked down. That's by Williams, and Kiara Williams with her first 2 makes it 18-13. And so far it's been Warren Easton. That's been the good shooting team in this one. Berry down the middle. And Nuston will reset here. So Nuss pulls it back out between the rings. Mount Carmel will look to pick. They always screen to try to free someone. Holtzman down low, but short. Can't get it back, and here comes Figueroa.
Nice defense by Anderson of
good pass.
Easton.
Beautifully done. Figueroa to Haroon, her first 2, and a 7-point edge, and a timeout taken here. Mount Carmel's got to stay in touch here with the Warren Easton team that is clicking on all cylinders. 6:09 to play in the half. 20-13 Eagles on the first NBC Prep Showcase. Stop by Mellow Mushroom now through Wednesday wearing your school colors and receive 10% off your order. Visit the Metairie or Covington locations and enjoy the best pizza in town. And don't forget to stay mellow. 6:09 to play in the first half, 20-13. Warren Easton on top. And here's Kristen Nuss handling the duties of bringing it up the floor per usual. Mount Carmel needs a basket here, Bill.
They do. They need to be able to execute here offensively.
And there's traveling.
Again.
So
no, they're totally frustrated now. I think the pressure is getting to them a little bit. They just need to get composed.
And ball ending up in the corner against Easton stagnant is not a good place.
They've come out of a timeout twice this half and not gotten something out of that. That's not something that you're looking forward on the sidelines.
Now a 1-2-2 look that they show them for the first time, although they're matching up, and Barry knocked it away. She knocked it away again, and Nuss comes up with it.
Different look gave Easton a little trouble there.
A lot of picks by Mount Carmel. Barry splitting defenders, fouled on the way there before any shot could be taken.
Let's see if Easton has made an adjustment on the out-of-bounds play.
It's on Anderson, and that's her second. Frankowitz has not scored yet, and that's a big key for Mount Carmel.
She's got to come alive for him.
Nuss cut off, but a great pass to Bardino. Boy, Nuss is fun to watch, isn't she?
She's got this court awareness. You know, she may not be one of their leading scorers, but you can't leave her alone. But she knows where her teammates are.
Figueroa filling it up. Wow, her third triple of the game. She's got 11, and Easton just too much. 23-15. Again, if they shoot like this, there's no way they're going to lose this game.
You can't extend your defense out that far. If she's going to continue to do that, you're going to have to go to man-to-man, a box-and-one possibly. But you can't continue to play a zone like that.
Nuss has it knocked away, stolen, turnover, and here comes Warren Easton the other way. Pass was too strong, though, and they turn it over in return. Tit for tat. Back to Nuss, crosses the timeline, and open Berry. Back rim, and Anderson the board. Again, Mount Carmel has not hit a triple in the first half, and that's their game.
This has been a topsy-turvy half as far as these two teams and their style of play. It's Easton hitting the threes.
Really? Well, that just shows you how good Warren Easton is. You can take away what they do best, and they're plenty good enough to beat you another way like this. Not this time. And the freshman Holtzman on the board. Yeah, Mount Carmel needs to get Frankowitz established in this game.
Again, they're spreading it out for Nuss, setting screens for her.
And a pass over the head of Holtzman.
They kind of look like they kind of tried that high post pick and roll that the NBA uses all the time, but they just weren't quite able to execute it.
Well, Donaldson was their leading scorer earlier today. She's got 2. Frankowitz, their leading scorer of the year. She hasn't scored. And that tells you where you're at for Mount Carmel, 23-15.
You know, it seems like it's a lot more than a 7-point deficit, but they're really not that far out of it right now.
Feed the post, double team, and a good job defensively, but an offensive board and a foul.
I believe that one was on Nuss.
Again, one of the weaknesses of his zone is defensive rebounding. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Giving some room to Haroon out top. Nice move by Figueroa to get her look. Oh, she is sweet. Figueroa dominating. She's got 14, including 4 triples, and it's 26-15. Dominant performance by Keshel Figueroa.
That was a heck of a move on that shot.
Best player on the floor, unquestionably.
No doubt.
Nice pass here, but they cannot convert. Figueroa the board. And when you're playing a team that's quick and athletic, you kind of rush things a little bit, as Figueroa decided to try to put on a show. Darius Mims will forgive her, I'm sure.
I think You know, losing that possession right
look,
there.
look at Coach Mims. I wish you could have seen his reaction. He walks away from the bench, shakes his head, puts his hands on his hips. He wants to say something.
But
with everything Figueroa's done.
Pull her out the game and talk to her. I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, a defensive play here. Unable to convert, though, and the rebound to Bondino.
You're starting to see a little bit of the tiredness setting in with both teams.
The open look that Mount Carmel hasn't had much of, and there it is. Donaldson,
the first three.
Led them in scoring earlier today, ends the run for Easton, and it's 26-18. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. And Mount Carmel needs to get to the locker room less than double digits down. That's their goal. Digits. Figueroa has other ideas. Oh, my. 5 3 balls in the first half, 17 for Figueroa, and a 29-18 lead for the Eagles. Berry is going to get to the free throw line on the drive as Anderson got her. I think that's her third. Is that right? I believe Anderson. It is her third personal. And here's Berry at the free throw line to shoot 2. Jordan Berry, great future. This is not close, though. Just a freshman. Again, they've got 2 freshmen playing prominent roles on this team. Speaks volumes about their growth potential. Figueroa scored the last 9 points for Warren Easton. Talk about a dominant performance. Berry off on the second as well. Figueroa took a look.
Faking the shot.
And they better extend on her.
They do. They have to.
And here's Martin, the other shooter on the other wing, but not there. Good block out here. It's a good seal by Holtzman to get the rebound. Double team here on Berry, and they got it from her. This will be a layup on the other end. Easton simply too much taking over here.
I think their experience is beginning to show.
Frankowitz finally gets a look. It's not happening. Good rebound for the freshman Holtzman. Berry in trouble on the baseline. Gets it back. That's going to be way off. But Bondino is there to clean it up. And a 31-20 lead for Easton with 40 seconds to play in the half. Mount Carmel looks rushed.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And that's what athleticism will do to you. That's what Easton has really done to them, and their shot making's been brilliant. And the turnover. Now Mount Carmel might do well to hold it for 1 here.
That would give them a little momentum going into the half.
And they will indeed with 15 seconds to play in the half. What a pick by Holtzman, and Berry will get there, but she missed the snowbird and unable to finish on the other side of it is Holtzman, and the ball will go out of bounds with about 1.6 left to play. Well, you can't miss those chances.
You can't miss. When you're down by 11 and you've got those kind of opportunities, you've really got to take advantage of that. Mount Carmel had a chance to go in with a little momentum.
Berry on a runner. Nope. And we get to the break, and a 31-20 lead for Warren Easton. Eagles with 7 3-pointers in the half. Back with our halftime show in a moment on the first NBC Prep Showcase. 30-20 is the score. Warren Easton over Mount Carmel. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher. They've changed the score after halftime arrived. After discussion, I'm quite sure that one of the threes by Figueroa was ruled a 2. I'm thinking it was the last one here from the left elbow, but we'll check on that. Bottom line is the lead is 10, not 11. But that 10-point lead reflects Warren Easton's superiority in the game thus far, Bill.
Well, I think right now the only way you can stop Figueroa is by taking a point off the scoreboard, because she's pretty much doing it all right now with the way she's scoring points. She's got 14 points, 13 points, depending on that 2 or that 3. She's also playing defense and making great passes.
Yeah, couldn't get the ball inside early. Made a substitution. Martin comes in, hits a couple of threes, opens things up, then Figueroa took over on that end. On the Mount Carmel end of things so far, They've done a few things well. Kristen Nuss, some penetration, but they haven't been able to identify or find that open look from their real shooters to convert from the perimeter.
Right. It's kind of been a topsy-turvy a little bit. Warren Easton has come out and hit the threes. We expected Mount Carmel to come out, and I believe Mount Carmel only has 1 3 in this half. So, something's going to have to change for Mount Carmel. Even defensively, I think eventually, sooner than later, they're going to have to get out of that zone and go man. And then who knows what will happen there.
Halftime, it's 30-20. Warren Easton over Mount Carmel. Back in just a moment with more of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase as Michelle Figueroa passes. She scores. She does it all on WHNO. Players owning the others.
And it really confused Easton as far as running their offense.
It wasn't a box and one or a triangle in one. It was just a man and zone combination there, and they got to stop. Extra pass made there, and a foul as Bondino will get to the line. Frankowitz made the extra pass.
I was going to say Frankowitz made that pass there. She's got to do something to make an effect in this game. If she can't shoot, let's make the pass.
At the free throw line is Lauren Bondino, and she has got the 5th point of the game. She's played well.
She has.
Got 5 rebounds to boot. Saw her mature last year.
She's very active offensively.
This one's off the mark, but we get a whistle and a violation.
Lane violation on Easton.
So she'll get another opportunity. This is the old 3 to make 2 we used to see in the NBA back in the 70s, or in the ABA as well. And she takes advantage of it with her 6th point, and it's a 1-point game. We're under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. It's a good one for the Platinum Bracket Championship of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Williams, good pass. Anderson off the bounce, kicked it, out of bounds, turnover to Mount Carmel. And the Cubs will have a chance to take a lead here, something they haven't had since it was 7-3 back in the 1st quarter. Nuss guarded closely, got a pick. Finds an open look for Frankowitz. And she banks it in. Nuss the assist, and Mount Carmel takes the lead. I don't know if she called it, but she gets her 1st points of the game, and the Cubs have a 2-point edge.
I looked at her face after she shot it, and she was smiling. I don't think she called it. Mount Carmel's doing a better job communicating defensively.
Oh, a late whistle here. Again, they played man on Figueroa and zoned the other players. Almost got the turnover, but a foul. It's on Frankowitz, and that's her 1st. 3rd team foul on the Cubs, who lead by 2. Got the inbounds pass down low. That's got to be traveling. It is. Good call. Clean block by Holtzman. Boy, she's been good down low.
Had to be a travel or a jump ball.
5 turnovers in the quarter for Warren Easton, just 1 for Mount Carmel. Great entry pass and the conversion. That's a great pass by Donaldson and the conversion by Bondino, who's really come on with 8 points.
She is playing well on both ends of the floor. Both ends of the floor. She's making a big difference tonight.
Maroon to Figueroa. Nice pass down low. Look at this move by Green. Can't finish, though. And a good job by Bondino on the rebound, her 6th. On the run, Nuss crosses over, kicks it, recovers, saves it, traveling. That was a turnover waiting to happen. They were a little bit in a hurry to get nowhere there.
It was on both ends.
Yeah.
On both ends.
Coach Tamanis looks on and has to like what she's seen in the 3rd quarter. 16-2. Mount Carmel outscoring Easton in this quarter. Talk about dominance. Talk about a turnaround.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And it started on the defensive end. The only basket Easton has is that one little jumper inside the lane.
Williams at the high post. Finally, Figueroa touches it and gets hand checked. Tough to handle off the bounce. This is on Holtzman. 2nd personal.
Not necessarily a bad foul there, either, because she was going to the goal.
Correct. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. And here's another turnover. Nuss with a runner with her and unable to finish. Nuss got after it. She can't finish. And here it comes Warren Easton the other way. And another turnover. Things getting a little bit frenetic here. And now Mount Carmel would do well to play for one shot, which they will, ensuring that they'll take the lead into the fourth quarter. Nice pass by Nuss. Holtzman scores. I mean, you got to take that, and she did beautifully.
You may hold the ball for one shot, but you're holding it for one good shot. An uncontested layup, you cannot pass that up.
Easton has to hurry in here. 4 seconds, and they don't realize the clock. 1 second. They're not going to get a shot off. No awareness of the clock there. And what a quarter from Mount Carmel as they outscore Easton 18-2 to take a 38-32 lead. Fourth quarter to come for the championship on the first NBC Prep Showcase. Beautiful penetration by Nuss, the kick-out pass for the 3-ball, and hey, the window counts for Frankowitz. She gets on the board. 18-2 quarter for Mount Carmel to take a 38-32 lead. And Warren Easton, the tale of two halves. 6 turnovers in the first half. They had 7 turnovers in the third quarter. And while they had 7 turnovers, Mount Carmel had 7 field goals in the third quarter.
One shot Mount Carmel Easton made was inside the lane, and that's the only thing they could hit.
What about the junk defense? Man-to-man against Figueroa, zoning everywhere else.
It's working.
As we go to the fourth quarter, a 6-point lead, and Easton gets it first. And Figueroa from long distance, not this time. And a good rebound for Holtzman. She's been solid down low. And there's the open shooter. And Frankowitz scores. Nuss the assist. And the Cubs lead by 8. 5th assist for Nuss in the game. And Frankowitz has gotten herself going here, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. That shot she made, that 3-pointer off the glass, would have been a great shot in the game of horse.
I used to play that.
Yeah.
I had an HOR, but they never got me on the SC. And if you believe that, I got some property to sell you in the swamps. Nice pass, and a 2-shot foul is coming on the entry pass to Kiara Williams, who will head to the free throw line.
Mount Carmel got a little lazy on the backside of that defense there in that zone and allowed the post to be open.
Fouls on Holtzman. Ellie Holtzman committing her third, so that's something to remember. She's a key player. Free throw missed here. And Easton's got to find a way to get themselves back established offensively in this game. If you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of this game, send an email to prep@sportsnova.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Another missed opportunity on the free throws, and Mount Carmel comes back the other way with an 8-point lead. And that's an overpass there and a turnover. They don't need that with an 8-point lead.
They forced that one. They could have waited for a better shot.
10th turnover for the Cubs. An open look for Green, and she can't hit it. Boy, the shots that were falling in the first half just aren't going here for Easton in the second half. Nuss comes out with it. Nice pass to Frankowitz. Stripped away beautifully by Figueroa. Great effort by Figueroa to save a basket there.
Great effort. That was a wide open shot for Frankowitz, and Figueroa is just not giving up on this end.
Nope.
keep working hard. Your shots will start to fall.
Oh, look at this. Again, they have scored how many times off inbound passes, Bill?
That's at least double figures on inbounds passes. And that same little play.
And a double-figure lead in the process at 42-32. 6:30 to play.
What a turnaround.
2 different games. Still a long way to go. Again, the shots that were falling in the first half for Figueroa and Green haven't fallen in the second half. And she hesitated there.
She hesitated on that shot. Exactly.
A little bit out of sorts here. Again, Mount Carmel's confused them with what they've done defensively here in the second half. Fell down, but able to get it to the post. That's a good place. And that'll be a conversion. And a timeout, Darius Mims. He sees his team a bit out of sorts, trying to come up with something here. His team has cut it to 8 with 6:03 to play. We'll take the timeout. Back in a moment with more of the Platinum Championship on WHNO. This Tuesday, SportsNola.com has live girls prep soccer presented by First NBC Bank as traditional Division I powers Dominican and Mount Carmel. Square off at Pan American Stadium. Watch it live at SportsNola Tuesday at 5 p.m. Under 6 minutes to go, 8-point lead for Mount Carmel. The winner takes home the championship here of the Platinum Bracket. Another open look off a good pass. And Megan Donaldson really comes alive. Frankowitz with the assist. 11-point lead for Mount Carmel. Everything they're doing is good in the second half.
Everything is falling right for them. Everything is falling right. Easton is just, I think Coach Mims on that timeout was telling his girls to move the ball from side to side. They stayed just on the right side on that last possession. Now they're just on the left, and that's just not getting ball movement.
That's an air ball for Green and easily cleared by Donaldson. And Mount Carmel seemingly in control here. You don't want to say that too early, but this has been a totally dominant half for the Cubs.
As bad
Easton has scored 4 points.
As bad as Mount Carmel looked, that's how good they look now.
There's Bondino at the high post where she's been very effective. Good passer. And a smart handoff to us. They don't have to be in a hurry.
I was just about to say that if they play smart, I know they got a lot of young girls on the team, but they need to know they do not have to force anything here.
Smart there again.
Yes, it is. Very good.
Nuss finds the open look. Donaldson's been hot. Not this time. Long rebound and a chance to run. Cabrillo Lewis, who's been quiet, gets it back. Has the look. She is off the mark. But an offensive rebound here for Green. Reset the offense. Figueroa bombs away. That's an air ball. She just wasn't set to shoot that. The indecisiveness. I mean, when you catch it, you want to stroke it right away. You see that hesitation, don't you?
I think you're seeing some fatigue because most of their shots this half have been short. That's going to cause you to second-guess your shots and make you hesitate.
Fatigue, 2 games in 1 day. Lack of confidence as well when the shots start falling. And they have stopped falling here in the second half for Warren Easton. This is Donaldson, who's had a hot hand, and here's Nuss, the quarterback. Mount Carmel sets a lot of picks. You like seeing that.
Yes, you do. It keeps everybody involved.
Sure does. Bondino posted up beautifully, but can't finish. Oh, they got exactly what they wanted there. Couldn't finish with the left hand.
But they did run some time off the clock, so that's getting to be important now, too.
Who's going to step up for Easton? Here's a player that has been quiet, and she's very good, Cabrillo Lewis. And she'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Figueroa's got to step up.
Second foul on Lauren Bondino. And at the free throw line to shoot a pair will be Cabrillo Lewis. She's been good in this tournament. Again, has not scored in this game. Trying to change that here. And cannot. I mean, this has been a nightmarish half for Warren Easton, scoring just 4 points. Bondino gets a rest. Holtzman comes in. They've only played 6 players here in the second half.
Right.
Shortened their bench, Mount Carmel, and it's been effective, hasn't it?
Well, you know, we've talked about fatigue all night.
As
they do make that shot. We talk about fatigue all night, but you know, you tell your girls right now, girls, you got 4 minutes to play.
Here's a steal by Figueroa, and she's fouled, and that's exactly what Easton needs. Turn up the heat, get a quick turnover, and get some points without time off the clock. And one of the immediate problems is that it's not in the hands of Nuss, right?
Right, it's not in the hands of Nuss, and it's in the corner. So
there you go.
Figueroa, being a smart player, used the corner to help play defense.
Second foul on Frankowitz, and Figueroa converts the first. That's her first point of the half after 16 in the first half.
Like I said before, she's the one that's got to step up and come alive for this team, and she did that by making that steal.
And gets them both, so she cuts it to 8. Easton still in this and has a shot. Downey with 3:29 to play, and there's the full court pressure. And they're cutting off Nuss. Can't get her the ball, and the inbounds pass into the corner again, and we get a timeout call. So Mount Carmel will try to get something established where they can free Kristen Nuss, because they couldn't do that there. The obvious way to do that is a scissor cut or a quick pick. So we'll see as they huddle around. The coaching staff, Coach Tomatis, does an outstanding job, and of course she has an opportunity to draw upon the wisdom of Stacy Gaudet-Berry, Tulane Hall of Famer, great high school player. Last year she was sitting in the chair next to me doing a game here. She can't do that now. She's a little bit consumed, I would say. What a great player, what a great coach, and a great friend.
I had my time down there. I don't want to switch places.
You're not switching?
I'm not switching.
What's up with that? Good look at Stacy. Big banner hangs from the arena over at Devlin Fieldhouse. And then right next to a daughter sitting next to her who followed her sister who wore the number 10, who followed the other who wore you know what. So here we go. Symmetry. It's beautiful. And Mount Carmel does get it in enough, so they call a timeout to get that done. And they got Figueroa on her. Again, that's a great matchup. Musto able to get by her and get to the sack, but couldn't convert. Well, they got what they wanted there, but didn't finish. And Anderson rebounds, and they got a quick shot, and Easton gets it back quickly.
Oh, Figueroa's open on this end.
Wide open look for 3. No. Long rebound of Mount Carmel. Frankowitz cleared it. Out of bounds here as Easton continues to ramp up the pressure. Nuss is the person that's got to have the ball.
Got to have the ball. Another thing that Mount Carmel is doing well, and this has been very important this half. All these missed shots that Easton has had, they're rebounding better.
Bondino for Gardner. Out. So Gardner sits, Bondino back in at the 2:55 mark. And again, Nuss will be hounded pretty closely by Cabria Lewis this time. Frankowitz uncovers, and tight guarding of Nuss by Lewis, who fouls her, and you can see that coming. So Cabria Lewis picks up the foul, and they've really got to foul a little bit more to get Mount Carmel to the bonus. It's the second on Lewis, and we'll get another break with 2:34 to play in the game as the Cubs maintain their lead at 8 points at 45-37. Mondays on WHNO Sports, it's Sports NOLA TV. Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson and Brian Alley Walsh join me to break down the Saints, Pelicans, college, and prep action. That's Sports NOLA TV each Monday at 6 here on WHNO TV 20. Stay with us. Of course, that's going to follow pretty shortly after this one here on WHNO, and you'll enjoy it. Ricky's a pleasure. Brian's fun. They get after each other. It's really a fun show to do. I just sit there and try to mediate, if you will, and try to bring some sense to it all.
You're the good-looking guy of the trio, huh?
I'm glad you said that.
Well, I've heard you say that so often on the radio and on Saturday mornings. So I just figured that was the same thing with your television
Well,
show.
That's easy. I'm sitting next to Ed Daniels on those occasions, so I can just, and Rick Gailey, so I can say I'm the good-looking one when I'm amongst people like that, but not with Bill Gallagher.
I don't know about that, but I see Ed over there on the far end in a suit and tie.
Well, he's done a great job with this tournament. I mean, really a good job. Christy Hebert's done a great job as well with this tournament, along with the Sugar Bowl. It's a wonderful event. Mount Carmel trying to take some time off the clock. Again, not in the bonus yet. Easton, if they can't get a turnover, they're going to have to start fouling to try to get them to the line because they need possessions. Holtzman decides she's taking it to the hole and gets fouled and will shoot 2. But that's what Easton has to do. They have to get the clock stopped here, Bill, to try to get possessions.
Yeah, there's a good drive right here. And, you know, it's probably not the foul you do want, because it is a shooting foul, but you do have to get them in the bonus.
Free throw is good. That was the 4th foul on Kiana Anderson. And how about Holtzman? Freshman has scored 11 points and has 6 rebounds in this game.
She is the unsung hero. There's not only that,
but and an offensive rebound for Bondino. Speaking of unsung heroes, and a fresh possession from Mount Carmel, up by 9. That's huge. Still a 3-possession game, but they've got the ball as we approach 2 minutes to play. And they call a 5-second call on Nuss. Wow, was that quick?
That was a very quick call.
That was, I think, premature. Wow. I mean, she's crossing over the dribble there. That is turnover number 11 for Mount Carmel. That's a big turnover to give it back to Easton. They must find a way to score quickly.
We're under 2 minutes here, so Easton needs to look for a shot.
Yeah, they got to show more of a sense of urgency than this.
They certainly do.
Just a lot of patience against the zone. They've got to look to penetrate and get the shot up or take the 3. I mean, they're just running the clock here. 1:38 to play. They've got to have more of a sense of urgency. She will. Figueroa lost her balance as she traveled. Now, she was not contacted at all. Just tried to get through 2 defenders, lost her balance, and turns it over, and that's 15 for Warren Easton.
Yeah, in the first half, Figueroa was looking to shoot. She was looking to shoot off the dribble. She made a couple of really fine shots, but right now she gets the ball on the wing, and she looks to pass.
They've just looked lost offensively in the second half.
Exhaustion has caught up with them.
Kristen Nuss, beautifully done to Frankwitz. What a pass to Holtzman, but can't finish. Got her own board, though. Boy, I like this freshman.
That was crucial right there.
She's a good-looking player, isn't she?
Sure is.
Mount Carmel in good shape now with 1:05 to play, up by 9 with the ball, and they'll pull it out. Easton's got to go foul, Bill. They don't have any choice at this stage. They're under a minute left.
I like fouling early.
And they finally call one. This is going to go against Nicole Haroun. And that's her second with 56.4 seconds left. Still no bonus.
It's only the 14th
foul. I mean,
you got us foul right now.
And this is over. I mean, this is over with the way Easton's playing it because they're not fouling. And they've only got 14 fouls. You've got to foul quickly twice.
Right now.
And they're just not doing it. It's almost a concession, isn't it?
It just about is.
Yeah.
Because you know Easton knows better than this.
That's what's happening. I mean, exactly. They're not fouling. This game's over. I mean, Mount Carmel's going to win the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic Platinum Championship here. 30 seconds left. They don't need to take a shot. Easton won't foul them. Just hold the ball on. That's what they're doing. Nuss got pushed. No call there. But it's over with, folks. Mount Carmel Cubs, state champs 2 years ago in 5A, and what was a great story, and a great story here. They're going to win the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic Platinum Division here.
This is a gigantic win for Mount Carmel, the way they handled Warren Easton in the second half.
What a victory for Mount Carmel. The Cubs defeat Warren Easton by the score of 46-37 with an incredible second half. They outscored Easton 26-7 in the second half. Remarkable turnaround in this game. A 9-point win for Mount Carmel, the champions. Back with our postgame in a moment. The first NBC Prep Showcase on WHNO-TV 20. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher, the Platinum Bracket champions of the 6th Annual Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. The Mount Carmel Cubs, who rallied furiously in the second half to beat Warren Easton 46-37. Bill, obviously this was 2 completely different ball games. I mean, it's kind of hard to sit here and figure this out after we watched the first half and then watch the second half.
The second half turned out to be what we thought the first half would be. Maybe not in the score, but Mount Carmel started making all their shots. They didn't make anything in the first half. In the first half, Easton's making their shots, including their threes. They made 3 shots, if I'm not mistaken, in the second half.
Let me give you another stat unofficially in this game that I thought was a major factor. We said going in that Easton would have the advantage inside. That's why Mount Carmel played zone. Mount Carmel out-rebounded Warren Easton 25-17. in this game. Their two bigs, Lauren Bodino and Ellie Holtzman, did the job inside. They combined for 15 rebounds. And, of course, Kristen Nuss, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 points. She's the glue.
She's the glue. She's got it. You know, she's the poster child for you don't have to be the leading scorer to be the best player. She earned that trophy tonight.
No doubt. Jamie Tomadis and her team getting the championship trophy here. Well-deserved. As they earned it here.
They certainly did.
With a heck of a performance. And the way Warren Easton solved the zone in the first half and shot it so well, 6 3-pointers, initially 7, they ruled 1 or 2. You thought that when Mount Carmel looked like they were going man in the second half, there's no way that they were going to be able to contain Easton, but they did.
That's what happens. That's what breaks the zone, is making the shots.
Yeah.
And they didn't fall in the second half.
Yep. But as we close it out, Bill, these are two teams we're going to see deep into the playoffs in 5A and 4A, respectively.
No question about that. These two teams will be there, and they will make a statement once the playoffs start. Absolutely.
Mount Carmel, a 16-5 with a win. Warren Easton to 12-7. Bill, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. The first NBC Bank Prep Showcase continues with the boys' final of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Catch the tape-delayed broadcast tomorrow at 5 here on WHNO. For Bill Gallagher and our entire WHNO crew, I'm Ken Trahan. Once again, your final score, Mount Carmel 46, Warren Easton 37. Be a good sport, and God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.